Hey guys, we're going to talk about the YETI French Press. So, as most of you guys know, I think the only reason I go hiking is to make coffee in the woods. I don't know, it just tastes better in the woods. It's fun to be out in nature and enjoy coffee. Love it. So, this is not for hiking. This is for camping or home use or overlanding. It's real heavy, real beefy, like most YETI mugs are, as you know. But, so this is their French press. So, comes in two versions. They have the 32 ounce right here, and then they have the 64 ounce. So the 110 bucks versus 130 bucks for the bigger one. So like 20, 30 bucks more, somewhere in that ballpark range. But I got this at REI. They didn't have the bigger one, so I just got this one. I was going on a camping trip. I really wanted to get this, try it out, see if I love it. And so far, so good. A couple things that I like, and then some things I don't like. First thing is, has a nice burly handle, which is really good. When this thing is full, weighs a good amount. The overall weight of this thing is, I don't know, 5 pounds. I mean, it's a significant amount of metal with ceramic inside. It has a pretty well engineered plunger. Okay, so the plunger itself has, set that down. So the plunger itself has the screen, and as you push down the coffee grounds, there's like a flap under here. It's gonna be hard to show you because I can't even get my finger underneath it. There we go. Let's see if the camera's gonna pick that up. There's this flap right here. There we go, I got it. So this part, I want you to imagine this. As you're pushing down the coffee grounds, the coffee's liquid's coming out from around here. So it goes all the way around and so on. Okay. So if you put too much coffee in here, this thing gets really hard to push. And I think it's because just the overall functionality and the design of this, it's designed like over-engineered, where there's almost too much friction on the outside. Which is good and bad. It's good because you hardly end up with any coffee grounds in your coffee, but it's bad because you need some serious force. I feel like I'm going to break this thing every time I'm plunging and pressing down the coffee grounds. So I think they say it's designed so that the coffee grounds don't keep cooking and changing the flavor of the coffee, because this is designed for several cups of coffee. You're not drinking straight out of this thing, right? So the design is keep the coffee grounds at the very bottom, and they're almost in their own secured little platform now where it's done brewing. So the coffee from there up doesn't keep changing flavor, because you could technically overcook the coffee, right? Or overbrew it. So anyhow, so that's kind of a good and a bad thing. Take for it what you will. The really only negative thing, I've got two negative things about this. The spout, I have to carry a rag or something to wipe it, because after I pour a cup, it always drips down here like this. I think that's a poor design on the spout. I think they need to change something here and change the shape of it up here so it does not keep dripping down the front of the I'm out in the woods here with a bunch of bugs. So that's the one downfall is, so you put this in and then it has like a twist and it kind of locks that top on. So I know they kind of cover that as like a feature. It locks it on there. I'm not really sure why you care that it's locked on there. You're not walking around with this thing. You're at camp, you're going from one place to another. You're not hiking with it strapped to a backpack. So it says twist right here, twist to unlock. So you just kind of twist it and it pops right up. Anyways, kind of a useless feature to me, whatever. But metal, solid heavy plastic, as you know the YETI lids are, aluminum, it's got the rubberized bottom. So the second thing I don't like is that it's only 32 ounces. So there's not enough coffee for me. It really is not. So when it says 32 ounces, you also have the coffee grounds in there, the plunger, and then the top. So I don't actually think you're getting a full 32 ounce. I haven't done an experiment. Maybe you want to do that, but I think the 64 ounce makes more sense. So I was out camping this last weekend, and I'd make one nice cup for me, maybe 14, 16 ounces cup for me. And I would go and fill the next person's cup. And then the third person got like just the gritty, you know, the bottom part, right? So you need the bigger one, right? For like 20 bucks more, 30 bucks more, get the 64 ounce. It's not like you're gonna be like, oh, it's too big, you know, because you can always make less coffee. So I can't make more with the same pot. So hopefully that makes sense. So as far as build quality, real solid. As you guys know, YETI talks about, you know, over-engineered. This thing is just a beast. I feel like I could drop this. It's not gonna bang up. I've dropped several of my YETI cups, and they get some little nicks and stuff like that. Just some battle scars or war wounds, how you wanna say it. But overall, I've been pretty happy with it. So we're gonna brew a cup of coffee real quick, and kind of go through the process of how I do it, and let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna get the jet boil going because I am out in the woods, and don't you love how long these canisters last? So this is the bigger one. Side note, this is the 8.11 ounces or 230 grams. They just seem to last a really long time. I'm happy with that. And as you guys know, most of the jet boils, you can get the smaller canisters, which I need to go get some more, and they'll fit actually in here. So it's one full unit, which is nice. So So while the jet boil's doing its thing, I put a couple scoops of coffee in here. So just some black coffee grounds. And the nice thing about the jet boils is they do cook and boil water pretty fast. I want to say about 2 minutes is kind of the number. So they are really loud. So when I was camping, had a big group camp this last weekend, I was right next to two other friends' tents, and I kind of had to put the jet boil on like a lower setting, so it took a little bit longer because it sounds like a jet plane's going on. So if you're right outside the tent, this sound is just, it's loud and obnoxious. So anyhow, that's the only, I don't know, disadvantage of the jet boil that I've seen so far, is that it's pretty loud, but I'm okay with that because I'm trying to make my coffee. I don't want to wait 10 minutes. I want it done in just a couple. So I do like that these jet boils have, it's not a jet boil video, it's about that YETI, but I can grab it and I'm not burning myself, even though it's just boiling hot. So we were gonna put, you saw I put just one of those regular water bottles. So what is that, 16.9 ounces. And this thing is just, needing a second round, okay? So what do I mean by that? So I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see that, but that's only halfway full, right? So remember, this is 32 ounces. 16.9 makes sense that you're only gonna get this half full. But the only problem is your jet boil is only gonna hold about maybe 20 ounces, a little bit more than this, but then it's gonna start overflowing, and that's not a good thing. So anyhow, that's what we got there. Now, the key to a good cup is get our long handled spoon and stir it up. Just get a nice good stir going there. Oh, smells awesome. Okay. And then I will take my plunger and lid, set it on top, and it doesn't even touch anything right now. So you're not cooking the plastic or anything like that. So I'm gonna let that sit for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. Obviously it's to taste how many scoops you throw in there and whatnot. So just to give you an idea, I would do less is more with that. And I've got this scoop here that I'm using, and let's see if it even says how much. 48 cc's, so figure that out. Excuse me. So the measurement is 48 cc's. I don't even know what that is, so Google that real quick. But it's, you know, small little cup. I did 2 scoops of that, just black coffee, and start with just 2 scoops. Less is more in here because the more grounds I put in there, the harder it is to press. And I think those grounds just get compacted up against that screen, and if the coffee grounds are too thick in there, it doesn't want to let the water flow through like a good flow. It just gets constricted. So that's something to think about. Now, Sea to Summit. I know you guys have heard of that brand, Sea to Summit. That's really popular, and you'll see all their stuff at REI and the mountain shops and things of that sort. So this is one of their collapsible cups. And this is that rubbery stuff that technically I think you can put boiling hot water in it, or you can bake in it. Have you seen those things that you can actually put in the oven? And I think it's the same kind of stuff. This one has a plastic drinking brim, so I wouldn't put this in the oven, but that's kind of the same type of material. It does have an O-ring around the lid. Sea to Summit, and this is the X Seal and Go. I'm not sure if the camera's going to show you that, but it kind of gives you an idea. And so it goes nice and flat, and then I can cover it with my lid, seal it on pretty tight, and technically it's not going to leak. Now, I would not put my coffee in here and expect it to not leak. I think if I had a dirty cup, maybe you made cup of noodles or you made some rice and you put it in there and you're eating it out of here with your spoon, it's dirty and you don't want to clean it right now, maybe you can just cover it like that. Or you had leftover a couple drips of coffee, cover it like that, throw that in your pack, and then you can wash it when you get home or when you get to a stream or whatever you're gonna do your dishes and stuff. So that is nice that it seals on there, but they're nice little cups. They come in different sizes. I've got a couple of these are my smaller ones, and I've got a couple medium-sized ones, so they're pretty nice. But I recently did a video on these different water bladders. This is a Sea to Summit Water Cell X. It's 4 liters of water. So Sea to Summit has a nice wide mouth opening, and it has a divider wall in there, which I thought was a pretty nice thing to kind of keep her from sloshing around. It makes it pouring easier. So I definitely don't take stuff like this extra stuff when I'm backpacking, but just truck camping and camping in general, it's nice to have some extra water. You can't go wrong with that. So, okay, I think it's about time to do the plunger here. So we're gonna go ahead and see how easy this thing is to plunge. So hopefully I can do that on camera. You can see it okay. So it should be pretty easy because I only did 2 scoops. I didn't fill it too much, and there's not much water in there. So easy peasy, okay? No problem. Why do I say easy peasy, man? That's such a weird thing to say. but whatever, I'm an old guy, I can say weird stuff. So now I'm gonna show you the pour, what I was talking about before, how it always kind of drips. Probably won't this time because I'm on camera, but it seems to always drip on me, right? So here's my coffee. And oh, there's a little drip there, but not too bad. I think it's because I was too focused on it. So anyhow, it really is a thing. It really does drip. So, yep, that's wicked hot, wicked strong, and wicked good. So anyhow, do I recommend it? Yes. Get the bigger one. Get the 64 ounce. Don't get this small 32 ounce. You're not going to be happy with the smaller one, right? Overall, it's kind of a heirloom product. You're gonna have this for your life and your kids' lives, unless you lose it or it gets all damaged somehow from dropping it and things like that, and you just want a different color or aesthetics. You know, I bet even the resale value, if you wanted to sell one of these, I bet you could get probably 75, 80 bucks. So you could get a pretty good amount of your money back from it. So, but I'm happy, solid construction. Can't go wrong with the Yeti. So hopefully you got a couple nuggets that might influence your purchase decision, yay or nay. So I'm not sponsored by Yeti. All of my videos are just my opinions on stuff that I like. I know almost every time I buy something new, I'm looking for videos like you. Hey, what's the good? What's the bad? Is it worth getting? Should I get the right, will this work in my systems? Things like that. So hopefully you got something good. Don't forget to hit the like and share and subscribe. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next video.